Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Hey folks, today we got a 2009 Nissan Altima, and what we're doing is a rear brake job on this thing. We're going to be using a set of CarQuest Gold brake pads on this job today. So I'm just going to take you through the basics of how to remove the caliper and the caliper bracket and R&R the rotor. We're going to actually machine the rotor on our brake lathe today, but I won't go into too much detail on that during this video. So stay tuned, guys. Let's get this done. Okay, folks, today I'm going to be using a 3/8 air ratchet and a 14mm swivel socket. You can use wrenches and or regular hand sockets if you want to. We need to take the two caliper retaining bolts out. So I'm going to reach back here and go ahead and do that right quick. Now this is a caliper pin is what this is on the top here. So we don't want to get them mixed up, but just lay it somewhere where you can keep your top one and your bottom one apart. Now on this vehicle, I won't be able to actually sit that ratchet on there because there's a bar in the way. It's actually the trailing arm bar on these Nissan Altimas. It makes it a little bit aggravating. And I'll show you here in just a second what you'll end up having to do on this to complete this job. It'll make it a lot easier so you don't have to end up taking this trailing arm bar loose. Bring the camera over here. I want the good people to see this if they can. See how this pin is actually hitting up against the trailing arm, okay? So what we're going to do is just for now, leave it there. Just back it out as far as you can. And we're going to rotate our caliper down out of the way to where we can get to our two 19mm headed bolts that hold the caliper bracket to the knuckle, okay? And then we'll pull all this off as one assembly. Okay guys, now I have my 19mm swivel socket on here. I've already broke these loose with a wrench. I'm gonna go ahead and back. Oh, goodness. Backing these bolts out. There's two of them. Let me get the one down below now. All right, with that bolt out of the way, we can actually pull the caliper bracket off, and now we can pull the bracket away from the caliper, okay? But leave this in here. We'll lubricate it before we go back together with it, but leave it in there because you'll want to put everything else back together in the same fashion. Okay, folks, sometimes you might have to take a hammer and smack the surface of this a little bit to get it to break loose from the hub, but this one here just fell right off of my hands. As you can see, this rotor has some glazing on it, okay? It's not too terribly bad, but we still want to machine this rotor. We're going to get a better brake job out of that, less noise and everything if we go ahead and machine this rotor. So let me do that and then we'll show you how to put this thing back together. Okay folks, as you notice, we have our rotor here nice and machined, and we made a video where I'm showing my son how to operate our AccuTurn brake lathe. So if you want to check that out, we'll put a link to that down below on this video as well. So guys, we're going to continue. Let's go and slide our rotor into place here. And we're going to take our caliper bracket and pull our old pads off of here, okay? As you can see, these suckers are about wore slam out. Got all the life out of them. We're going to go ahead and remove these, our little spring clips here, because we got brand new ones to go in there. And let me pause the camera just a second while I go find my wire brush. Okay, with our wire brush, we'll go ahead and clean out any of the brake dust that would be behind where those stainless shims were. I want to clean that up real nice before we put the new ones on there. Okay, there we go. That'll be good enough. And we'll look in our box of parts here. Guys, we've already got the other side done. We're just showing you how to do one side. We figured if you can do one, you can do the other. And we're just going to pop our clips right into place here if we can. There we go, okay. We have one more here to do. Well, hang on just a second. There we go. Not quite. Seems like I always have trouble when we're trying to film a video. There we go, they're in place, okay. Now let's take our caliper bracket. First of all, we want to take our 3M silicone paste here, and we're going to go ahead and lube up that pin that we're just going to run right into the bracket. Actually, we're going to lube up both of them. So let's go ahead and put some lubricant on this pin here. Be real generous with it. And we'll let that hang. Let's find our other one here. Let's go ahead and get it lubed up as well. Okay, so we're good to go there. So when we get ready to put it together, we won't have to worry about it. Now, we're gonna go ahead and use our caliper tool here. I love this thing. Guys, I'll put a link down below. If you don't have one of these, I mean, I've been a technician for over 30 years. I think I bought this like 2 years ago. And this thing's a lifesaver. I mean, for all them other years, I used a big old pair of channel locks, but this makes life so much easier. Look at there. I mean, you can just squeeze this thing and bam, that piston is pressed back just like that. I mean, these tools are about 50 bucks. I'll find you a link down below if you want to get one. It's definitely money well spent. So here we go. Let's go ahead and put our caliper bracket in place. Now we want to look at the way it goes on here. So it's going to go on here like so. So this pin is going to go in this hole right here, okay? And we're going to go ahead and lay this in place, all right? We're going to grab our 19 millimeter headed caliper bracket bolt, and we're going to start that by hand, like so. We're going to grab our another one just like that. It goes in down here at the bottom, and we're going to start it by hand as well. Okay, now somebody hand me the end of the air hose. I believe it's right here. Never mind. You still got the camera running? All right, that's fine. 19 millimeter socket, guys, on a 3/8 air ratchet. Let's tighten her down. Okay, good to go there. Let's take a regular box end wrench here. Add a little extra something to it. That feels good right there. That feels good there. Double check this one here one more time. That feels good. Okay, now we can go ahead and put our pads in place. Brand new pads are right here. The inner pad is the one that has the squealer on, okay? So let's go ahead and put it in place. Make sure it seats in there good up against the rotor. And it does. Fits nicely. We'll go ahead and swing our caliper into place, making sure we don't pinch our boot off here. Now we'll take our upper caliper bolt and install that as well. I'll go ahead and take on the upper one in with the 3/8 air ratchet 14 millimeter socket. One down below, we're going to have to wrench in by hand anyway. And friends, this brings us to the conclusion of this brake job here. If you can do this side, you can do the other side. Just tighten that down right there. Tighten that down as well. That feels good. Check this one more time. And that one feels good as well. Guys, I call that a complete brake job. You see that right there? You always want to check, make sure your caliper can move freely on those pins, okay? Because a pin that is seized up will definitely prematurely wear the brake pads. Guys, thank you for stopping by today and checking out our little video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the links down below. We'll have a few links for a few of the tools that we use today. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.